activism begins with ACT. The Russ Belville Show features the stories of hardworking grassroots activists working for an end to prohibition in today's activist agenda.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And we are trying to get Lenny Frieling into our Google Hangout. We're still trying to connect to him in Denver, Colorado. So while Red Eyes is working on that, I'll tell you a little bit about our subject today, and that is the Aspen Legal Seminar. I've gotten to go to this seminar a few times back in my work with NORML, and it's just an amazing thing. If you are a marijuana activist and you want to get down into the law and exactly how it works, not how we wish it would work or what we wish it would do, but exactly how it works down there in the trenches. The Aspen Legal Seminar has been going on for years. I couldn't tell you how many, but over a decade for sure. And this is taking place this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Gant in Aspen, Colorado. We're going to be there. Brian the Red and myself are there, sponsored by one of our platinum VIPs, Randy. Thank you for sponsoring our trip out there. The items on the agenda are very, very interesting, and we'll be recording as many of these as we can. I may not be able to record all of them. Some of the lawyers don't want their little tips and tricks getting out, especially to other prosecuting attorneys. But on Thursday, Leonard Frieling, who's our guest from Colorado NORML, as soon as we get him on the line, on Thursday we'll be looking at an opening speech from Norm Kent, the NORML Board of Directors chairman. He'll be talking about the new normal, some of the changes on the horizon in the post-legalization era. Lance Rogers of San Diego will open up the seminar with his talk on ethical and legal liabilities of attorneys representing cannabis businesses. Now, this is kind of an interesting thing because the lawyers normally are not supposed to be telling their clients how to break a law. But in the case of representing some of these cannabis businesses, you have a situation where what they're doing may be legal under a state law, but not legal under the federal law. How do you ethically represent your client? And he's been teaching on cannabis law in the San Diego area for a long time. He successfully defended Jovan Jackson. If you remember the Jovan Jackson trial down there in San Diego, Lance Rogers was behind that. So they get the top people from all around the country to be a part of this seminar. At 10:30, this is a seminar I can't wait to get some information on because it's a subject that has always interested me. And it is on cell phone forensics for criminal defense attorneys and iPad for the defense. All right. So it's what's going on here with the latest laws on being able to be tapped and tracked with respect to your cell phone communications. And a very disturbing ruling that came out of the Supreme Court. I'm sure they'll go over this. E.X. Martin from Dallas, Texas will be running this seminar. But a very disturbing ruling that came down about this sort of law is that you have no expectation of privacy as to your whereabouts if you have a cell phone. The justices ruled if you wanted no one to know where you're at, you have to turn your cell phone off. So the only way you get any privacy is if no one can call you. So I'm sure we'll talk about that in that part of the seminar. Also happening on Thursday, debunking cellular telephone tracking, how to win your case and make the prosecutor cry, from Aaron Romano of Bloomfield, Connecticut. So a lot of these on texting and cell phones have become a very important topic for a lot of these attorneys. Then 12:25, there's a panel discussion, various ways to conduct effective voir dire. Now, this is where we start to get into lawyer speak. But voir dire is the process by which the defense attorney and the prosecuting attorney can weed out, pardon the pun, people from a potential jury. So what are the basic tips and tricks on getting someone on the jury who's going to be friendly to your client, who's going to understand the futility of prohibition, but getting them past the district attorney who wouldn't want those people on the stand, or on the jury box? The panel will include, it's all Oklahoma, folks. It's 5 people from Oklahoma: Paul Brunton, J.W. Coyle, Jack Gordon Jr., David Smith, and Lawrence Martin, all from Oklahoma. Then from that point on, that's the end of the seminar on Thursday. Then an opening reception will be held at the Gant, where everybody gets to meet and greet. This is always a lot of free time for marketing and fun, so I'll get as many photographs as I can from that event. On Friday, May 31st, we have the second day of the Aspen Legal Seminar, and this will open with probably the #1 expert when it comes to marijuana and impairment and the current driving laws, Paul Armentano, NORML's deputy director, good friend of the show, with Cannabis and Psychomotor Performance, the latest science you need to know. So he'll get you all up to date on DUIs and nanograms and per se's and permissible inferences, all of that part of the science and the law, and I certainly hope we can get that one recorded and back to you. Then, at 9:50 on Friday, challenging profile stops, a likely problem in states that border Colorado and Washington. And I've often made the joke that what will it be like once someone passes legalization? They'll have to have little, drive-through stands, like they have in California with the fruit. You don't have any marijuana buds on you, do you? Well, this is going to talk about those profile stops, what they do when they're going to target people that they suspect are going to be enjoying the freedom in Colorado and Washington. On Friday at 11 o'clock, we got how to subpoena email and how to block the government from getting to your client's email. In all this age of electronic communications, one of the first things you see when they raid a dispensary or somebody who's trying to grow is they take their computers and their laptops and their iPads and their cell phones. And there's just a wealth of information for prosecuting attorneys in there. We're going to talk about how to subpoena email and block the government from getting at that. Geraldine Merritt from Talk Left, as a matter of fact, will be there delivering that seminar. Then 11:50 on Friday, evidence for the defense, hearsay, 404B, and other evidentiary issues. Now we get real deep into the inside baseball of defense attorneys with Mary Chartier from Lansing, Michigan. Then that evening, 5 o'clock that evening, Friday, May 31st, there's a NORML benefit dinner at the home of Chris and Jerry Goldstein. Now, Jerry Goldstein is a very high-profile attorney, defended, if I can remember this, I'll find his list here. Yes, Jerry Goldstein. It's so long, I have to scroll up and scroll up and scroll up. He was a past president of the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. He defended Manuel Noriega. That's who. I was trying to remember. He was the defense attorney for Manuel Noriega. Has also testified for Dr. Al-Badar Al-Hazmi, a fifth-year radiology resident in San Antonio who was arrested on September 12th, 2011. And so many, there's just top 100, top 10 awards, longer than we have time to read. But more important than that, Jerry Goldstein is funny as hell. His parties are a riot. We have such a good time there. And the party is catered by Chef Chris Lanter from the restaurant Cash Cash in Aspen, Colorado, because you have to bring twice as much cash to eat at that restaurant. It's just an Aspen joke. Then Saturday on June 1st, and my apologies, by the way, we tried to get Lenny Frieling on the line, but apparently we're having some difficulty. He's not there. We've tried, but you've got the phone number, perhaps? Let's try and call him and see if we can get him on the line that way. And I will go on with what we've got here. Let's see. Saturday, we've got immigration consequences for drug convictions, marijuana smoking and child custody issues with Michael Levinson. Now, Michael Levinson's defending Daisy Bram, as a matter of fact. So we're going to the phone line here, see if we can get Lenny on the line. Are you there, Leonard Frieling?
Live and in person.
Oh, so glad to have you here. I've been telling people about the Aspen Legal Seminar and all the different speakers and events that are going on here. We're really looking forward to that. And you're moderating on the first day, I see.
I have that honor.
Fantastic.
I'm very excited about that.
So with the seminar coming up, I pretty much run down all the way through Friday and going to Jerry Goldstein's house. And I was trying to give people a feeling of what it's like to listen to him speak. He's doing some presentations. What an amazing lawyer we've got here.
There are a number of us that think, honestly, we're pretty bright. Then we spend some time with Jerry Goldstein, and we remember we're not that smart.
Yeah, really.
He's one of those.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that the top look up to. So, yeah, we're really flattered that we get to go party at his place there. And, of course, the Saturday, we get to go out to Hunter Thompson's place and, tell people a little bit about that relationship between Hunter Thompson and NORML.
To me, I'm going to back up just one step. To me, walking on the ground of Owl Farm is like walking up the mountain where Moses got the tablets. It's hallowed ground. I walk on there. I think I should be barefoot next time. It's I have run into people from all over the world, including somebody I met in Spain less than a month ago, who had gone out of his way to drive past the road in Woody Creek, where they thought Owl Farm was kind of up over the hill where they couldn't see. And I've heard that story before. And we're invited there. Hunter and NORML go way back. He goes way back in his relationship with lawyers like Hal Haddon and of course Abe Hutt more recently, even though that's been many, many, many years now. He put together, when he needed it, he put together a dream team, and I'm thinking that was before O.J. heard of the word dream team, and ended up with a settlement on a DUI allegation where Hunter entered into an agreement that said, I agree driving drunk is a bad thing, and the arresting officer signed an agreement, as I recall it, that said, same agreement, that said it's bad for cops to lie. Who else but Hunter could have gotten his lawyers to go in with a straight face and gotten that on paper signed?
Wow. What an amazing legacy. And every time we're out there, it's just, history just lives there, and you can just feel the irreverence sometimes in the ground,
Well, you can see the irreverence in the bullet holes in the tree stumps everywhere.
That too. That's what I was getting at. Empty shotgun casings and bullet holes.
So the legacy does live on, and what Anita continues to do with and for NORML, and what a sweetheart of a person she is. I mean, Hunter was a lucky man to have met her and married her. She's just the best. To open her home up to a group of people because their politics are similar, it's an amazing thing. It's just an amazing thing.
Well, transitioning to the present now, I can just imagine what Hunter might have thought of, now the governor, the brew pub governor, signing regulations to make Colorado the first state to regulate a recreational marijuana market. What's your reaction to these new regulations, and what do you think Hunter would have thought of them?
I wish that the opportunity to read the book called Fear and Loathing in Colorado existed.
Yeah.
As only Hunter could have told the story.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think at some level, of course, he just would have grinned. And at another level, to the extent that I see him as a rebel at heart, not just a rebel on a specific issue, and when that issue is won, you're done being a rebel. The man was a rebel at heart from what I know and from what I've read. And what the cause would have been, whether it would have been furthering the progress on this one or the next cause, don't know. Wish he was here to lead whatever that charge might have been.
Yeah. Now, with these new regulations, I know that there's some who think that, things have become too regulated, too taxed, too secure.
You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
Take our drunk driving bill that I think was also signed today in the stack. It is not perfect. It has problems. It has some flaws. On the other hand, there are at least 10 states already that have substantially worse DUI pot bills, ranging from terrifying to just plain outrageously scary. So is it perfect? No. Are the laws perfect? No. Are they bad? No, not too bad. A couple of problems here and there, but overall, I think quite a number of months ago, while letting us know that Colorado NORML was going to have a seat, a chair at the governor's task force, the governor's people made it clear, we are going to make this work. They followed through on it. I think they've kept their word. The tax-related initiative, for example, I read that carefully and compared it to the Constitution, the one we passed, A64. It really tracks it well. Now, our turn is going to come because in Colorado, to have a new tax, the voters have to pass it. So you're going to hear me calling out to us to vote for a measure that will tax us. And I will remind us that we already voted for the measure that allows for that tax. And as proposed, the tax is lower than the maximum permitted by the Constitution. So we have to stick with it and follow through, and that's going to mean this Tabor election in November where the tax has to pass. But all in all, I'd say exciting beyond words, but that doesn't make for much of a show.
Well, it's amazing that we're living in a time now where we've got states openly flouting the federal prohibition, as they did with alcohol, to begin tumbling down this wall. And of course, sometimes these steps, they're not always exactly what everyone wants, but they're steps forward. With respect to, yeah, go ahead.
That's the thing. We need to, behind closed doors, we all need to talk and figure out the best plan. Then we open the doors, and I'd love it when we all go forward with the same plan. Is the best plan? Well, first, there is no such thing. Second, even if there was, everyone wouldn't agree on it. But when that door is open, in order to keep moving forward effectively and with the most beneficial, least harmful result, we all need to continue to work together. That's how we won the election.
Exactly. Now, if people want to work with, and I know Colorado NORML's all rejuvenated and running strong. If people want to get involved with Colorado NORML, what do they need to do?
Go to coloradonormal.org, sign up, send money, send your email address, sign up to volunteer if you're able to. Jerry Shepard, new board member, from Fort Collins, let's see, Larimer County or Greeley. Oh, she's Greeley. I'm sorry. I apologize, Jerry. Not only is she our new board member from up north, but she's also our volunteer coordinator. And when you give Jerry a job to do and she takes it on, it gets done. So if somebody sends their name in and says, I want to volunteer, they will be used. So join, send money, join National NORML. We're all in this together. National NORML has our backs. They have the support we need. Visit our website. Part of the support from National is in the form of web feeds, so we can try to keep current on news, which, as you know better than most, keeping current on news in 2013 is impossible.
It was easier in 2008, I'll tell you that.
I hear that. I mean, once it's news, before it's out your mouth, it's old, and if you're lucky, still good information.
Yeah, well, Leonard Frieling is the executive director of Colorado NORML and doing so many other things. I want to thank you for joining us on the show, and I'll see you in Aspen.
My pleasure. Look forward to it, Russ.
All right, when we come back, time for a Radical Rant, kind of an apology to Kevin Sabet, sort of. Stick around.